Good morning. I am on my way to the lab right now. I just wanted to come on here and give you guys kind of an update because it's been a few days since my last video where I told you guys that they thought it was an ectopic pregnancy that I was experiencing, and they were running some other tests, and then the next day we're going to call me with results. So that was over the weekend, and I do have those results. If you haven't watched my other videos, my previous 2 videos, but especially the last one, then you might want to go back and watch that. I was thinking of just recapping everything that's gone on so you guys don't have to do that, but I'm just like rushed this morning and don't feel like I can concentrate enough to like go through everything, and don't feel like I emotionally like want to go back through everything. So I'll link my other videos below. If you haven't seen them yet, it'll explain a little more what's going on. So I was waiting on results from like a swab of my uterus, I guess, to see if there was any pregnancy tissue in there, and they did not find any. Which I wasn't surprised, and if they had, it would have, in a way it would have been good, but in a way it would have been bad too, because then I would have been really confused, like, are there 2 pregnancies and one's ectopic and one's in the uterus? Like, what's going on? You know, it would have made things more complicated. So they thought it was ectopic. They didn't find any pregnancy tissue in my uterus. They saw something suspicious that looked like massive cells in my fallopian tube, and my HCG levels are really low, so you put all that together and they diagnosed me with an ectopic pregnancy. So because they caught it early enough, and I think because my HCG was so low, they recommended that I do Methotrexate, which is a shot they give you to stop the cells from dividing. It's actually a chemotherapy drug, and just like when you have cancer and the cells are dividing quickly, they want to stop it. I guess it works the same way with trying to terminate a pregnancy. So I went to the doctors and they gave me the shot of Methotrexate. They did it in 2 separate injections, one in each butt cheek. They have to do it in the muscle, I guess. So it actually, the actual shot wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It really didn't hurt that, like, barely at all for me. Like, I would say no, not a lot more than like getting a flu shot. It felt like similar to that. And so right after you get the shot, you feel the medicine like in your butt a little bit, like spreading, and you just feel like a little bit sore, I guess. Like when I was walking out of there, I was waddling a little bit, and it was funny because there was a woman and her like partner walking out of the clinic before me, and she was waddling, and I was like, I wonder if she just got a shot in her butt on each butt cheek, and that's why she's walking like that. And then as I was walking out, I was walking the same way. So that only lasted for like a couple hours at most, that I felt like I couldn't really walk. I wanted to walk carefully because it just felt funny, and I didn't want to like use my butt muscles when I walked. But after that, it felt fine. I had been spotting for a couple weeks, like a dark brown spotting. Not enough to even fill a panty liner, but enough that I needed one. And the very next day, that completely stopped. Like, I had a tiny bit of really like light brown spotting for like 1 to 2 days after that, but nothing like it was. And so that stopped. So far, like, side effects from the medication have been really minimal. I think the biggest thing for me has been that you're not allowed to eat anything with folic acid, because how the medication works is it depletes your folic acid, which your body can't carry a pregnancy without folic acid, so it depletes it, and that stops the cells from dividing and makes you miscarry. So they give you a list of like all the things that you can't eat, and it's literally my grocery list. It's like dark green leafy vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, beans, lentils, oranges. Like, I have an orange every single morning with my breakfast. Like, you can't have citrus fruits, you can't have nuts, like, you can't have whole grains. Like, anything that has folic acid in it, you can't have. So that's literally my whole diet, like, because I try to eat so healthy, especially because of the PCOS. Like, I feel like that's gonna give me the best chance to get pregnant, so I can't eat anything that I usually eat. So I've just had to eat like a lot of protein, and I've just been eating like bread and like white bread and white rice and stuff that like I normally don't eat at all. So you have to stick to that diet until your HCG is down to 0, and then you start back up with your prenatals, and you can't take prenatals. So at that point, when your HCG is 0, you start back up with your prenatals, and you can eat this, all the foods that I normally eat and everything. So, I mean, I guess it was confirmation that all the stuff I was eating was a healthy diet for pregnancy, but, so that's been a little bit tough. The other tough thing is just the fear of it not working. And basically, they have you go in for blood work 4 days. My paperwork said 4 days after the shot, and then 7 days. And after, for the first set of blood work on day 4, they expect your number to go up, but then by day 7, it should be going down. So that's why they want you to go in on day 4 to see like what it went up to, and then as long as it's going down from that number on day 7. So that's the blood work I'm going to right now. Now, I got my shot on Saturday, and they had me go in on Tuesday for blood work, and my shot was like Saturday at 1 o'clock, and then my blood work was at Tuesday at like 7 a.m. So that's not even 3 days. And I asked her like multiple times, I'm like, but that's 3 days, not 4. And she's like, no, that's when we want you to come in. So I was like, okay, fine. So today is actually like, if you count it by like, 1 day is 24 hours, I'm actually just coming up on 6 days after the shot. So I'm hoping that my number will have gone down, but at the very least it needs to go down by tomorrow in my mind. So hopefully it will have gone down, and if it doesn't, then they have to give you another shot. So if it hasn't gone down, I would go back in tomorrow for another shot, which is Saturday, exactly a week from when I got my first one. But I would request that they do blood work tomorrow morning too, just to make sure that it's not going down, because if I get another shot, that just pushes everything out further, and I just don't want to have to do it again. So hopefully my number will go down today. I really wanted to do like a live results type video where I film myself finding out if the number is going down, but I'm going to be at work, and I just don't feel like I can find a good spot to film there for that, it was making me too nervous to try to figure it out. So I will just come back on here after I know, and I'll tell you guys. It'll be later in this video though. So that's what's going on. Emotionally, I've been like pretty good, surprisingly. I think it's because from the beginning, when I got the positive, I had been spotting for so many days. I knew something was not right, and I didn't expect it to be an actual pregnancy. So I think for me, that like helped me protect myself. I never got excited about it. I never really got too hopeful. Like, I wasn't being negative. I was just thinking like, well, I just don't think it's realistic that this is going to work out, but if it does, great. But I just didn't have a good sense that it was going to work out. So it ended up being better that happened, because like, obviously it didn't. So I'm a little bit concerned now about this happening again. I'm not sure exactly how long we need to wait. For purposes of the medication, I think we only have to wait 1 month, and I know that like I've read a bunch of stuff online that says you have to wait 3 months, but my doctor's office said they've done a bunch of research recently and they've determined that it's safe to try after 1 month. So like after the HCG gets down to 0, then I need to have like 1 normal cycle. So it'll actually be longer than 30 days before we can try again, but just 1 cycle, I think, and then it's safe to try. And so that was the on-call doctor who told me that, so I want to ask my doctor as well. So before this at all happened, I had an appointment with a different doctor within the same group at my hospital, and when all this happened, I had ultrasounds and blood work, and going in the last minute, they're like, you need to come in right now. So my appointment was scheduled in between all that, so I canceled it. And when I was talking to the on-call doctor who I saw last week twice, who helped me with all this stuff, I was asking her which doctor is best for my diagnoses, and she was like, your doctor is great for that stuff, and all the doctors are good, but you don't need to change doctors. So I decided to just stick with her for now, because she knows all my history, and I do like how she handled this whole emergency. Originally, the nurse was going to have me come in a certain day, and then she was like, no, I want her to come in sooner. Yeah, my doctor did everything she needed to do to catch this in time, so I didn't have to have surgery. That's the other thing. So until your number starts dropping, your HCG number, there's always a chance of rupture still. Your fallopian tube can rupture, and then you're bleeding internally, and it becomes a medical emergency, and you have to go in for surgery, and you likely lose your tube and all that. So until the number starts going down, I'm at risk for that. So that's been, I think, actually the hardest part of all this, not being sure if my tube is going to rupture in the meantime. I have been afraid to sneeze, and because you're not allowed to do anything that's strenuous. So you can't exercise, you can't have sex, you can't, I had a chiropractor appointment. I go once a month for years. I've done that, and I canceled it this month because I didn't want him to adjust me and it something would rupture. So that has been I think the hardest thing. I don't even want to lift anything that's too heavy because I don't want to strain myself. So it'll be a huge, huge, huge relief today if that number is starting to go down, because it, I'll medically know that, okay, the medication worked, it's going down, it's going to go down to 0, and that's what we need to happen. And then it'll also be just an emotional relief, knowing that I don't have to get another shot, and having a little more certainty as to what's going on, and all that stuff. So this video is a little bit long. Sorry about that, but I will be back later today when I have my results. And then from there, I think, depending on what happens, I'll either have to go back in for another shot, which I'm hoping isn't the case, or I'll just have to get blood work every few days. My arms are so bruised from getting my blood drawn so much, it's crazy. So I'm hoping that they'll still be able to draw blood. I don't even know. It's just, I've had blood a couple times a week for a long time now, several weeks. So I've probably had my blood drawn at least 15 times in the last 6 weeks. It's just a lot. So anyway, so I'll be back later, and I'll give you guys the results of today's blood work. Okay, so I don't have my results yet, but I just got my blood work done, and then I stopped at the store to get some stuff to bring to work for lunch today. So I'm really going all in with this not eating healthy diet. So I got frosted sugar cookies, I got Ruffles cheddar and sour cream, and I really haven't been eating cheese, but I've also been cheating a little bit this week because why not? and then I got potato salad. So that's my lunch. A couple other things I forgot to mention earlier that I just wanted to say really quickly. Starting last night and a little bit this morning, I've been having like a tiny bit of cramping randomly. So that's the first time that's happened like in weeks. So I don't know what that means, but that's been going on. Also, symptom-wise, I found myself to be like getting cold more easily. The air conditioning has been broken in my office building all week, and I haven't minded it. Like, it's been kind of nice to be warm. Like, it's gotten a little hot some days, but overall, like, it's 63 out and I like have the heat on in my car. And then the other thing is, I have noticed I am a little bit more tired, and I don't know if that's from the methotrexate or just because I'm emotionally exhausted, or if it's because the actually miscarrying is taking it out of me. But I have been tired, but I have not felt any pain, like really at all. I just haven't, like, cramping, nothing. I just don't feel anything. And my HCG is so low. Like, some women, it's like in the thousands, and mine, so I didn't tell you my day 4 results. That's the other thing I forgot. So my HCG when they gave me the shot of methotrexate was 61, and that had gone up from 48 or 47, I think. Yeah, so it was 47. Last Saturday, it was 61, so they decided to give me the shot. Then it went up on day 4 to 71. So hopefully today it'll go down. But I'm wondering if, like, I'm not feeling any pain because the, like, pregnancy was so small or so unhealthy or something that, like, it's tiny, like microscopic maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But that's what I'm hoping, because also I'm hoping that, like, it's not going to cause me an issue in the future and this isn't going to block my tube or something. Because apparently with an ectopic, you don't bleed like you do with a miscarriage, usually, because it's not, like, in your uterus, so the pregnancy, like, doesn't come out. It just reabsorbs into your body, which is kind of weird. So I'm nervous that it's not going to reabsorb and it's going to be sitting there blocking. So I'm just hoping that because my number's so low, it's really tiny, it's not going to block my tube. I'm going to ask my doctor if I need to do another HSG to make sure my tubes are open. That was, like, so far of all the testing I've done, that was by far the most painful, and I really don't want to do another one. But if I do, then, if I need to do it, I'll do it. So that's pretty much it, guys. Okay. I'll be back with the results of my blood work today to let you guys know if my number is dropping. Hey guys, I just got to work and I'm sitting in the parking lot. And it's 8:45. I got my labs done at like 7:10. And I just got a call from the nurse and they already have my results and it went down a ton. So I am so happy. I don't have to do another shot. It went from 71 down to 36. So it's really dropping. So it's such a relief. I have to go back in on Tuesday for more labs. But just knowing that it's going down, my chance of rupture is going way down, like, by the minute, is just like, such a relief. And my nurse was so nice. She was like, I woke up in the middle of the night last night thinking about you, and I just wanted to call you as soon as I had the results. I was watching for them this morning, so I'm so relieved and so happy for you, and just want to make sure you're okay. So it was really nice. Her and I got off to a little bit of a rough start, but we're, like, our relationship is improving the more we work together, so that's really good. So I am really relieved. Obviously this isn't the outcome overall that I was hoping for, but if it's ectopic, then the number needs to go down, and that's what's happening. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new to my channel and want to follow along with my TTC journey, then hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions about my experience that I didn't cover, please put them in the comments below. I always respond to everybody's comments as best I can, and I want to know what you guys want to hear about too. So I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and I will be back soon with another video. Bye.